Did you know you could read an entire birth chart in just 5 minutes? It's JFO here with another Friday High Vibes video. If you're new to my channel, welcome! My name is Jennifer Fercelli, but everyone calls me JFO, and you can too. I am a spiritual teacher and astrologer, and I've been studying the zodiac for over 20 years. Yes, I've read thousands of birth charts, and I've made my own system. I call it my Destiny Vibe system. It's epic. Now let me tell you, there is so much that you can dive into when you're talking about a birth chart. I mean, you could study your birth chart for decades. You could take your birth chart and study the history of transits and put that in your chart. You can also take your birth chart and you can match it with other people in your life's charts. There's so much you can do with astrology. It could take endless hours of research and study. But in reality, it only takes me 5 minutes to tell someone their entire personality and their destiny. Now, I'm gonna set a timer on my computer and I'm gonna riff for 5 minutes on exactly how you can read a birth chart in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna riff and tell you exactly what I do, and then you could apply this and start practicing it in your own life. So I wanna know, tell me in the comments below, what do you want me to do a video on? I need more ideas and I would love to support you in your learning. Anything, astrology, transit information, relationship advice, fitness, mindset, vibration, the sky's the limit. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer and we're gonna dive in. It's set, here we go. So in 5 minutes, this is how you read a birth chart. So the very first thing I do when I have someone's birth chart is I confirm their time of birth. I make sure the time of birth is accurate and also the location, city and state or country of where they were born, because you really don't want to dive into someone's birth chart if you don't have the exact accurate information. Now, if someone doesn't know their time of birth, just, have them give you a range, try to kind of get a target. You can also do a birth chart, of course, without the time, but it's just not as accurate. Okay, so once I've confirmed the time, the first thing I do is I go to what we call the south node in a birth chart. And I see what is the sign of the south node. And the second thing I do is I say, where is that south node energy in the chart? What house is it in? So I take the sign of the south node and the sign of the house that the south node is in, and I call that in my brain like a little astrological sandwich, if you will. And I read that combination of those two signs first. But another thing I do is I see what's on that side of the birth chart. I see, for example, let's just say that this south node is in the second house of the birth chart. That person is most likely going to have their separation line, or where the chart cuts into 2 equal halves, on the 90-degree mark, which is most likely going to be in the 5th and 11th house, okay? So immediately, I will go to the 90-degree mark of the destiny line. So let's just say someone's destiny line was, we'll use my chart, Leo, 12 degrees Leo, 12 degrees Aquarius, okay? And so I go to the 90-degree mark in the chart, which would be 12 degrees Scorpio and Taurus. It's just the other quality. So if we're dealing with the masculine fixed energy, we're just gonna go to the feminine fixed energy. Pretty simple stuff, okay? So I get my south node, I get the house the south node is in, and then I go to that separation line so that I know what I'm reading that's still on the comfort zone side of the chart, okay? So once I see that south node, I'm reading that combination of those two signs, okay? And I'm always looking at the house as a sign, but I'm reading that more as an area of life, and I'm reading the sign as more of the energy that's happening in that area of life, okay? And then I'm looking at what else is on that south node side, and I'm just stopping at that separation line, okay? So what I'm gonna see on that other side is the 2 of the 4 angles. Now, if you don't know about the 4 angles, it's your rising sign, which we also call the ascendant, and then there's the descendant, then there's the midheaven line, the MC, or below that, which is the IC, okay? So it's the 4th house cusp and the 10th house cusp, and then of course the 1st house cusp and the 7th house cusp, okay? So those are the 4 main corners of a chart, okay? So I'm gonna look to see what else is hanging around with that south node and what area of the chart, what quadrant of the chart is this person's comfort zone in, okay? Now, if the sun sign and the moon sign and the Mars and Mercury and all that, whatever planet is on the comfort zone side, I'm gonna read that as well, and I'm gonna do the combination, right? Now, of course, I'm immediately gonna go to the sun sign and the moon sign first because those are the most powerful, but I'm focused on what is on the south side of the chart. And then what I go to is the north side. And I see, where is the north node, okay? What house is that north node in? It's gonna be the opposite of what I just read. So a lot of times when I'm reading that south node, I'm kind of giving them something and then I'm saying, but what you really want is this. And then I do the opposite on the other side of the chart. Same thing. I'm looking at the 2 of the 4 corners that have fallen on the destiny side. I'm looking at the destiny energy in the destiny house. I'm reading that as a combination. And then once I've kind of given this like generalized understanding, so to speak, of what this fight is, this internal struggle is of this person's chart, right? Because really a lot of astrologers, what they do is they read the sign and then they read the moon and then they read the Mercury and they're reading everything separated, right? Whereas I'm taking everything and I'm really putting it into these 2 teams. These teams that are fighting each other in your brain, okay? That's your personality. It's the hero's journey. There's something that you really, really want, but you can't get it because you keep doing this thing that you don't want to keep doing. Timer went off. So that's how to read a birth chart in 5 minutes. I'm going between the sides of the chart. And then once I've got kind of given that overall arching understanding of the destiny line, then I can go back and I can kind of dabble in the other parts of the pizza pie, right? I can kind of talk about Mercury and where Mercury is. I can kind of talk about, you know, where Mars is and that type of thing, okay? And just know that the reason why it's so important to understand that you can read a birth chart in 5 minutes is because it's not about the birth chart. The birth chart gives you a confirmation of what you already know in your soul. You see, you're a spirit who's come to this human experience and you have a very specific focused contract. You also have free will, of course, but you have a very focused, specific contract and a very specific personality for that journey, right? So you already know who you are. I don't have to prove it or tell you. That's why you only really need to graze over for about 5-10 minutes. And then where you go from there is it's the coaching work. It's helping that person with their mindset. It's helping that person with their in the moment vibrational control and management, right? Because at the end of the day, your chart is neutral. It's the vibration that you bring that's going to be positive or negative. And that vibrational experience is happening in every moment of the moment of now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you get notified every time I have a new video. Please comment below. Let me know what you liked about this video. Share this with your friends and come on over to highvibes@jfo.com. Right now, it's a website coming soon page, okay? I don't have my website yet, but it's coming. And I want you to sign up there so the minute I have my Destiny Vibes course, you'll be the first to know. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Zodiac Love Guru and on my personal page, Call Me JFO. Now, one last thing. If you're someone right now who's kind of opening your mind and expanding your mind and sort of questioning things in this world, and you're just kind of going down rabbit holes and you want fellow rabbit hole people to go down those with, please email me at qthematrix@gmail.com. I would love to connect with you and share a little secret project I'm working on where I'm connecting with fellow truth seekers. Remember, you are a star in the movie of your life. You have a unique destiny that's special to you. So keep shining your light and I'll catch you next week on the High Vibe Show with JFO.
Home, rush to see if she called or even left a message for me in a flash. All alone.